Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and here on this channel, we're all about real makeup for real life and real people. Today's video is an update for my 21 Pans in 2021 project in collaboration with my girl Angela over at Beauty and Life with Angela. This year we're trying to hit pan on 21 shiny pans of makeup, and we update this project every other month. On the opposite months we do a project pan get ready with me, and last month we did the panners tag. So if you missed that, I will link those videos down below, both mine and Angela's. And with all that said, let's get into the update. The first product that I probably will never hit pan on, I'm starting to think, is my MAC Glow Play Blush in the shade So Natural. This has been in since the intro in February. I have a really nice dip here, but I'll have to admit I'm digging a little bit now. I'm just gonna be real with you. I have used this 29 times since putting it in the project in February. Last update in July, it weighed in at 32.94 grams, and today it weighed in at 32.70 grams. So I've used, what, 0.24 grams of this in the last month. Probably a little bit better progress than I've made in previous months, maybe, or about the same. But I am so ready to hit pan on this. I am wearing it today. It's beautiful, but it's one of those that if I use my sponge, it kind of reflattens it out and pushes the product back into the middle. And then I use a brush and I get a nice little dent going, and then I use my sponge. So it is what it is. I just want to hit pan on the thing though. In April, I added in my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in the shade Opal. Love it. And I have the goal to finish this. I'm trying to finish one product in every category of my collection this year, and I would like this to be my highlighter. I'm pretty sure I can get this finished. I've used this 33 times since putting this in the project. Actually 34, because I did use it today in July. When I updated, it weighed in at 18.61 grams, and today it weighed in at 18.38 grams. So not a lot of movement of product in there. But again, I say this all the time, it's a highlighter, so I don't use a ton of it at any given usage. So, you know, slow and steady wins the race, but I'm still loving it. And that's really honestly what it's all about. In May, at the second update, I rolled in my number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Translucent Finishing Powder in the shade Light. Mouthful. And this is what it looks like today. The goal is to hit pan on this puppy. I've used this 50 times since putting it in the project, but it's a slow go on this one because I really just use this to set my under eye right now as the months get colder, and it's already starting to get cold at night here in Colorado. I will be able to use this on my face more often, but at the July update, it weighed in at 68.51 grams, and it now weighs in at 68.06 grams. So almost a half a gram of usage since in 2 months. Not great, but as an under eye setting powder, that's the way it goes. In May, I also rolled in 2 single eyeshadows from Beauty Junkies. The first one is a matte cream shade called Vanilla Freeze. It's right here. Since putting this in the project, I have used this 52 times, and it's so weird to me because the other shade that has far less usage on it is definitely showing more signs of being close to pan. But in July, it weighed in at 4.47 grams, and today it weighed in at 4.30 grams. So I've used 0.17 grams of this eyeshadow right here. No complaints. I use it every day to set down my eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna keep on keeping on, but while I'm working on this one, I'm not working in shades similar to this in other palettes that I might be working on. The second shade, which is Tiki Shed, again, the goal for both of these is to hit pan. And in July, it weighed in at 4.30 grams, and today it weighed in at 4.20 grams. And I'll admit I have not used it as much since the last update as I had previously. So that's 0.10 grams of progress this time. The rest of these are single shadows that I depotted out of my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I just wanted to make a nice little neutral palette that is just handy. And I did forget to say, so far in the project, I've only used Tiki Shed 19 times. Isn't that awful? This one 52 times, this one 19 times. Just saying. Something going on there. Something fishy, I say. The last product that I rolled in at the May update was my Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer Mini in the shade Park Avenue Princess. The goal for me is to finish this product. I would like this to be my bronzer that I finished so far this year. So far I've used this 37 times in the project. I am definitely getting closer and closer all the time. It feels so weird to me that this is taking so long, but I do typically use it in conjunction with a cream bronzer or a matte bronzer product. In July, this weighed in at 27.72 grams, and today it weighed in at 26.96 grams. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm enjoying it. I probably won't miss it when it's gone, but I am enjoying this one. And it's in at least until the next update, I'm guessing. Let's talk June. And this was in between updates. In June, Angela and I typically do still reevaluate our project at the beginning of each month. We kind of talk it out with each other. We kind of let each other know if we're rolling anything in or rolling anything out. So in June, I feel like I actually rolled in 3 products. The first one was my e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow Quad in the Colorway Pumpkin Pie. My goal was to hit pan on this bronze shade, and as you can see, I really did. Not baby pan. This is a nice, fat, shiny pan there. It took me 10 times to hit pan, 10 uses to hit pan on this. And the starting weight was 20.36 grams, and I'll put on the screen here what the final weight was. But I was really excited to hit pan in that shade. Again, it's one of my favorite shades in my collection in terms of a beautiful bronze that just pairs beautifully with my skin tone, my eye color, etc. So I'm really excited to have hit pan on that one, and I did roll it out at that point. For powder blush, I just have one in this project. And it is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush Mini in the shade Mood Exposure. I have the goal to hit pan on this one. So far, since June, I've only used it 8 times. I feel like it could be a little more than that. These are all relative counts because some days I'm better at toweling than others. And summer has certainly brought challenges to that. When I weighed it in July at the actual update, it weighed in at 25.13 grams, and today it weighed in at 25 grams. So I guess I used 0.13 grams of product since the last time I weighed it in July, and you know, it's doing good. I can see that, especially up in this corner and along this top edge here, I've had the most amount of progress there. It's getting quite thin. If you're not familiar with Hourglass products, they're poured onto a ceramic tile and then baked that way. So there's not a shiny pan at the bottom of this. There's like a waffle ceramic tile. So sometimes it can be hard to see when you've actually hit pan on it, but it's staying in for now, and I like this blush. I'm glad to have it, and I'm glad to be panning it. This one I'm kind of indignant that I haven't hit pan on yet, but this is one I didn't really want to dig into. I just kind of wanted to organically hit pan on this product. I use it in a multitude of ways. And like I mentioned with the MAC product, where sometimes I use my sponge, sometimes I use my brush, I feel like that kind of works against me, but it is the way it is. It's the way I use products. So that one is my Colourpop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Lunch Money. This is what it's looking like. A nice little crater going on here. The goal, of course, is to hit pan, and I really do enjoy this highlight. I've used this so far 12 times since putting it in the project in June. In July, it weighed in at 22.25 grams, and today it weighed in at 22.11 grams. Yep. I guarantee I will have pan on this. I must have pan on this before the next update in November. Gosh, it's hard to believe that it's that the end of the year is that close. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, I'm happy with my progress. But like I said, I use it in a multitude of ways. A lot of times I'm using this for an inner corner highlight, so I'm using a small brush. But then when I wear it on my face, I go in with my finger and I kind of remove any progress because I apply it with my finger. So like I said, with the MAC and with that one, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of deal. All right, let's talk about the things that were rolled in at the last update in July. That would have been our 3rd update, I believe. The first thing I rolled in was my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I would like to hit pan on the bronzer. I've been wanting to work on panning this for oh so long. So this is what it looks like today. Since putting it in at the last update, I've used it 14 times. Again, I think that's a little short. Maybe I forgot to mark a few times. And here's another issue. I think I know what happened, but I wrote down as a starting weight that it was 103.75 grams, and today it weighed in at 106.52 grams. So we're just going to have to carry forward from today's weight, and you know, that's unfortunate, but ish happens, right? So I'm still really enjoying this. I definitely feel like I have a nice dip up here, and I haven't used the highlighter a lot, but again, I'm not trying to hit pan on the highlighter. It would be a nice bonus pan, but I'm working on Opal and I'm working on Lunch Money. And then in July, I did roll in my Jouer Rose Gold Mini Blush Duo with the gold hit pan in 1 shade. And I rolled it out halfway through the month. I just wasn't enjoying it. I didn't think there was any chance in Hades that I was going to hit pan on either of those shades by the end of the year. So I went ahead and rolled it out on 7/15. So after having hit pan on the e.l.f. Pumpkin Pie Quad, I rolled in my ABH Soft Glam palette. I mentioned that I really want to work on getting some more heavy usage with my ABH palettes because they go bad quickly. So like I said, I had rolled in the Soft Glam palette just with the goal to hit pan on at least 1 shade in the palette. I did hit pan on 1 shade in the palette. I hit pan on Rose Pink right here. I'm very close to hitting pan on Tempera, but I chose to roll this out and move on to something different. It's kind of like pan in every palette for me anyways, other than I'm not randomizing my palettes, but as soon as I hit pan in a palette, I roll it out and I roll something else in. Looks like I hit pan on Rose Pink on July 23rd. The starting weight was 159.92 grams, and the final weight after hitting pan was 159.79 grams. So I'm very happy. I'm putting it back in my drawer. It may be once I rotate through my ABH palettes that I put this back in at some point next year. But for now, I'm very glad to have gotten good use out of it. And it took me 6 uses to hit pan on Rose Pink. So at that point, I also rolled in 2 other palettes because apparently I'm crazy. And I guess I rolled these in mid-month in July from what I'm seeing here. My bullet journal is a hot mess, so I apologize. So, anyhoozle, the first one I rolled in mid-month was the C Color Cosmetics Savannah palette. This is a very inexpensive dupe palette for the Natasha Denona Safari palette. I really love this palette, and I put it into the project with the intentions of just hitting pan on one shade in the palette. I didn't really choose a shade. I do have dips in a few shades. I have a dip in this green one up here, and I have a dip in this sort of dusty mustard shade down here. So again, not really sure what shade I'm going to work on hitting pan in, but I will say I've used it 6 times since putting it in mid-July. The starting weight was 126.63 grams, and today it was 126.54 grams. So I am really enjoying this. And like I said, I really don't want to work on any light shades like this since I'm working on a single shadow of that shade. Plus, I just don't enjoy working on that kind of thing. And then the last palette that I rolled in mid-July is my Colourpop off Melrose palette. I just love this thing. It's such a nice neutral but not too neutral palette. And so I rolled in this beautiful terracotta shade, which you can see I really love, called Easy Breezy, and then this beautiful soft gold shade called Angelino. Love. So I did actually pick shades in this one that I wanted to work on. I have used this, it says 4 times, I'm gonna guess maybe a little bit more than that, because the starting weight was 121.76 grams, and today it weighed in at 121.58 grams. So who knows, but I am really enjoying using that. And again, like other palettes, I do use some of the other shades when I'm playing in that palette. So with all of that, and that was a lot, I'm only rolling in one thing today. I honestly probably shouldn't roll anything in, but I'm really starting to push and hope for those 21 pans by the end of the year. So I am rolling in my ABH Norvina palette in place of my Soft Glam palette. And again, I haven't really decided what shade I'd like to try and hit pan in, but I can promise you it won't be this one called Base. Love the shade, but again, not working on any cream shades. And today when I weighed it, it was 190.88 grams. The only shades I really have any kind of dips on would be Base, Dreamer, Rose Gold, and Dazzling. Dazzling could definitely be a contender for hitting pan on. I also really love Incense as a transition shade, and I'm working on, you would have seen if you watched my Shop My Stash this month. If you didn't, I'll link it. But you would have seen that I am doing a 1 month, 1 palette with my BH Avocado Toast palette. This is the palette I have on my eyeballs today. But this palette does not have sort of a neutral brown transition-y type shade. So I actually think this shade could also come in really useful, because my one exception with using this palette all month is that I can incorporate my Project Pan palettes. As if that's not a lot, that's all for this month. So yeah, I will have to reevaluate how I want to set this all up in terms of my bullet journal and whatnot next year. Holy crap, this was a long update. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this update. So far, I have 9 out of 21 pans. Not quite halfway there, and we only have a couple of months left in the year. Well, September, October, November, December, 4 months left in the year. So I do need to really focus on my Project Pan stuff more so if I really do want to meet that goal. And I think this month, having 1 month, 1 palette, but being able to incorporate my Project Pan shades as well, that should give me some focus and hopefully some better progress. So next month in October, we will be doing another Project Pan Get Ready With Me, and then we will update again in November. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I love talking about panning with you guys, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I hope to see you in my next video real soon.